bomb squad experts. On February 8, 1986, a detective and an officer were called to a garage in North Hollywood, California. 2 pipe bombs had been discovered inside. The detective and officer were the Los Angeles Police Department's top bomb technicians. Between them, they had decades of experience and had successfully defused hundreds of explosive devices. When a bomb was too dangerous for anyone else, they were the ones who handled it. They arrived at the scene in the early afternoon. The garage belonged to a residential property. Someone had reported the suspicious devices, and the area had been evacuated. They entered wearing protective gear and carrying their standard equipment. They had done this countless times before. Inside the garage, they found 2 pipe bombs. The devices were positioned side by side on a workbench. They appeared to be relatively straightforward constructions: metal pipes, end caps, visible wiring. The 2 men began their assessment using established protocols. They photographed the devices, examined the components, and discussed their approach to rendering them safe. What the officers could not see was a secondary mechanism. The bombs had been rigged with a sophisticated booby trap specifically designed to kill bomb technicians. A hidden trigger was built into the devices that would activate when handled using standard diffusing procedures. It exploited the exact methods experts like them would use. The 2 men worked methodically. They had their tools laid out. They communicated with each other in the technical shorthand of experienced professionals. Everything appeared routine. They began the diffusing process on the first device. The moment they made contact with the trigger mechanism, both bombs detonated simultaneously. The explosion was massive. The confined space of the garage amplified the blast. The walls shook. Windows shattered throughout the neighborhood. Smoke and debris erupted from the structure. The detective and officer were killed instantly. The 2 most experienced bomb technicians in the LAPD, men who had saved countless lives by diffusing dangerous devices, were eliminated by a trap specifically engineered to defeat their expertise. The cow attack. On March 31st, 2011, a deputy responded to a car accident on a rural road in Smith County, Texas. A vehicle had struck a cow. The animal was lying injured in the middle of the roadway. His job was to direct traffic around the scene until animal control could arrive. He pulled up to the location just after sunset. The cow was large, easily weighing over 1,000 pounds. It lay on its side, breathing heavily but appearing unable to move. The impact from the vehicle had clearly caused serious injuries. He assessed the situation and determined the animal posed no immediate threat. He positioned his patrol car with the lights flashing and began directing the few vehicles that passed by. The cow remained motionless behind him. Everything seemed under control. It was a straightforward assignment: keep traffic flowing safely until help arrived to remove the injured animal. He stood in the road with his back partially turned to the cow. He focused on the approaching headlights, waving cars around the scene. He had no reason to watch the animal closely. It appeared incapacitated. Without warning, the cow suddenly rose to its feet. Despite its injuries, the animal moved with shocking speed. It charged directly at him, over 1,000 pounds of muscle and bone accelerating across the pavement. The cow struck him with brutal force. The impact launched him into the air. He came down hard, landing headfirst on the asphalt. Dazed and disoriented, he tried to move. Before he could get up, the cow attacked again. It trampled him, its hooves striking his body repeatedly. The animal gored him with its head, driving into his torso and limbs. Other motorists witnessed the attack and called for help. Paramedics arrived and rushed him to a hospital. He had sustained severe head trauma and massive internal injuries. For 4 days, doctors worked to save him. His brain had been damaged in the fall. His organs were failing from the internal bleeding. On April 4th, 2011, the deputy died from the injuries inflicted by the cow.